New pants, skyline reloader. Jumping on or off a skyline reloads weapon. Why would that even happen? Your pants reload your weapons when you jump?
Can you open this, Elizabeth?
Seems easy enough. This is it, isn't it?
Yep. Number 9.
There you go.
Do it? You're a lion. But you can't blame me for looking after my own interests, can you? Now I know Fitzroy has come calling, but I think you'll find your business with her has come to an end. Lions walk with lions, DeWitt, not hyenas.
Oh, yes, lions, hyenas. Our business has come to an end. Suddenly, somebody turned off the lights. Even though there's a bright spotlight
Interesting.
right there, somebody still turned off the lights somehow.
Lockpicks. We can always use more of them.
Lockpicks? Did she just see lockpicks through the ground? She did. She saw lockpicks through the ground. Hook, knife, cleaver, and blood. I don't know how it's possible for it to be this dark given there's a bright light right there. Let's turn on the lights. Well, it's a lot of blood. I'm pretty sure he's bled to death by now. Also, it's a bit bright for blood. Ooh, a saw. What is that? A chisel? And what is this? A drill? Investigate body.
We're too late. God damn it.
This is what he meant.
Now we need to find someone else to make those guns.
No.
Dead is dead, Elizabeth.
Dead is dead.
What? Where the hell did...
I see heads.
And I see tails.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Why are you following us? Who sent you? Comstock? What do you want?
What do you see here, from this angle?
Dead.
Listen.
And that angle?
Alive.
Booker. Chen Lin.
The body's gone.
It was never here.
It's another Columbia.
A different Columbia.
The same coin.
A different perspective.
Heads.
Tails.
Dead.
Alive.
We have to go through to this other Columbia, but how?
It's like riding a bicycle.
One never really forgets.
One just needs the courage to climb aboard.
And
If we go into this tear, I don't think I'll be able to bring us back. Are you sure you're ready?
if we go into this tier, we can't come back. And that's, oh well, so the Lutece twins appeared again, talking about heads and tails and perspective. And a different Columbia. And if we go through, we can't come back. And remember how we said earlier how these tiers were quite convenient. They just seem to be there at the right place at the right time to give you the right things. Very, very convenient. And this is really clever, but not quite clever enough. But I can't explain it now because we need to see the rest of the story before I can tell you why I come to the conclusion that it's not clever enough. It's clever. It's clever, but not quite clever enough to be satisfying. Anyway, we're gonna go through a tear and come out in a different world.
Okay, open it.
Look, there's no blood.
And no body.
It's another world, Booker. Another Columbia.
Something tells me one dead gunsmith ain't the only thing that's changed.
Return to the gunsmith shop. Yes, so it's a different Columbia. Asset seized, Vox sympathizers. Also, do we want the repeater now, or do we want to keep this gun that we have? 35 out of 80. Let me just test this. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this thing just does more damage. It's pretty much the same as the machine gun except more damage, I think. Alright, well let's keep this gun, see how this works out for us. Alright, well I might as well say it now. So in terms of the story, you go through a tear and you see a world that is different. And in this way, the story is kind of talking about different possibilities. So those are Vox guys. Different possibilities and the consequences of choices. So this is how the world would be if somebody somewhere along the line took a different choice, right? And so this is how the story talks about the consequences of choices. The problem we will find later on is that you, the player, don't really get to have any choice, because like right now there was a tear there next to Chen Lin, and then we went through, but the game just gave that to you. You don't get to choose. All the choices that you make as a player in this game don't impact the game, so you're always looking at other people's choices and you never really practice this idea of having choices. He's still the same. Anyway, we'll keep playing, but know that from this point on we're gonna deal with a number of different alternate realities. And
Fitzroy. Come on, you piece of horseshit. Tell me about Daisy. Cut him loose. What? Scarfield says cut him loose. Then bring me his tools to the lockup. Keep him clean, I guess. Why? What are you, the Columbia Gazette? The chink's wife got friends in high places. Come on. We need to settle.
right, so in this version, the oppression, or in this version of Columbia, the Vox are slightly stronger. The Vox are slightly more successful. That's basically it. So in this version, Chen Lin is not killed because of that.
I don't understand how Chen Lin is alive now.
We're in a world where he was never murdered. Somewhere we'll find out why, I suppose.
I don't suspect you can change something like that and have everything else remain the same.
Yes, somewhere along the line we'll find out why. We're in a world where he was never murdered. So you see how there's a lot more Vox property. So the Vox are significantly more successful in this world than the previous one where we were in. Also the twins, the Lutece twins, they were right there at that point in time to tell us about that. So if you assume, or if you're thinking that maybe they have a hand in deciding how we go through the story and what we see and don't see, then you're correct. We must find this bitch. Leader of Vox, merciless, location unknown. Vox suspects. Wanted Vox anarchist, Morgan Creed. Alright, the Vox threat. Yes, so the Lutece twins really... They are the ones who are setting this thing up.
Killed them. They were dead.
Not in this world. Look at their noses. They're all bleeding.
Right. So the ones who were dead in the other world are now...
I'm disgusted. Disgusting. Sick.
They are slightly messed up.
I hate one of me. Who do I hate? I can't tell which one. To here, who is the I? Which one hates which?
So,
What do we do now?
so they're back to life, but they're messed up. Because they were dead in the other world.
What's wrong with them?
They remember
Remember what?
being dead.
I don't know how Elizabeth knows that, but they're messed up because they remember being dead in the other world, but now they're back to life in this world. So that's gonna be another game mechanic, or a storytelling mechanic. What was I saying before? Yeah, so the test twins are basically setting the whole thing up because remember at the beginning of the game they brought us to the to the lighthouse, and then later on they gave us the ball number 77 at the fair, and so they're the ones who are flipping the coin, as it were.
What is going on here, Sassmark?
Get
As
over
my
here.
head of security, I suspect you'll want to find out how these two slipped past your men and what they were doing in the basement!
Alright, well these guys are back to fighting. I'm not sure if this gun actually does more damage.
Find cover. No backbone.
What if I switch back to the machine gun? Oh, it does do more damage. It does more damage per ammo, but also shoots a little bit slower. I think it pretty much comes to the same thing in the end.
That man you just fought. In the other world, he was the one who was strung up on the wall.
In the other world, this whole business makes my head hurt.
I'm gonna keep the machine gun for now because there's more ammo for it. In the other world, that man was strung up on the wall. That was at the beginning of the of this club. Alright, let's go back outside. Where is Elizabeth going? Why is she going that way? Usually she'll walk towards where you need to go next, or she wants to go up this staircase instead of the other one. Yeah, so if you just follow her, you know where to go in this game. Rather convenient game mechanic. Yeah, so that guy is gone. Although we just killed him again just now. And alright, we're gonna go back outside. The Plaza of Zeal. That's different. Alright, so I think I'm gonna take a break here. And when we come back, we're gonna see what's happened to the world, or rather how the world has changed, given that the Vox are more powerful here. So what do we do? Should we recap? So Elizabeth ran away from us, but we kept chasing her in a really inappropriate way, because you're not supposed to do that. But we did, and she forgave us, or something. Not sure why, but she did. And then we got ourselves down here to Think Manufacturing. Killed a bunch of soldiers. We saw how the workers were manipulated into turning against each other. So basically we saw a world where Think was successful because the workers were mostly in line and they were trapped in the scam, basically. Like, you know, they worked for company script, which they could only spend at the company store, and they auctioned it themselves, or rather they bid. The jobs go to the lowest bidder, and the workers would try to outbid each other on how much they can get, you know, exploited for their labor and their time. And we saw that. So you know, in this world, Fink is successful, and he's successfully exploiting the people here to maximize his profit, right? And then we went downstairs. Chendon was dead, and then we went through the rift, we went through the tear, my bad. And now we're up here, and then now we're gonna see a different world where the Vox Populi are slightly stronger. So here, as I said, the game is gonna give you alternate realities from this point on, and it gets a little bit confusing. but just gonna keep track of these kind of different possibilities of how the world can be, and I guess that's what the game is trying to convey to you, that if you do things differently, then you have different outcomes, right? So I'll let the game show you all of that in the future. For now, I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to learn more about the Vox Populi, because the Vox Populi are definitely more successful in this version of Columbia. I'll see you guys.